Hi, We Church. My name's Sebastian. I hope you've had a good day and a good week, and I hope you're doing well. I just really wanted to say it's been so nice getting to know some of you outside of the screen. And I want to just say thank you to all those that have been sharing devotions week in and week out. They've been such an encouragement and a blessing to my life personally. Well, today I'm excited to share a short devotion titled Make Room. You know, I've been mindful of the season that we're all in, and for me personally, it's been really busy. I run a business, I have a young family, and in the midst of that, I'm planning a church, which is like busy to like an extreme level. I've realized that when I'm under pressure and lots of it at the same time, my true character is revealed. And sometimes it doesn't look so good. They say that a diamond is just a chunk of rock that did really well under pressure. And sometimes we can see ourselves as a chunk of rock under pressure, but we need to know that God is using that pressure to bring about something beautiful, which is the diamond, which is Jesus, for the people around us. You know, all these thoughts started when I read about the birth of Jesus this week. I started to think about the pressure that Mary and Joseph might have been under, you know, in their relationship, in their finances, for their reputation, you know, for their safety as well. And I want to read from Luke chapter 2, verse 7. And it says that while they were there, the time came for her baby to be born, and she gave birth to her first child, a son. She wrapped him in a blanket and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the village inn. The words "there was no room for them" really jumped out at me as I read them. It's sad to think that there was no room for Jesus in the hotel, that he had to be born, you know, in a barn, and he had to be laid in a trough, which was for feeding animals. There was no doctors around. There was no midwives. There was no nice hospital bed and blankets and all those things. And, you know, generally a village is around the size of 2,500 people. And to think that the King of Heaven was in their midst, in a public place with people everywhere, and they didn't even know it, just blows my mind. There was no room in the inn was really symbolic of what was to happen to Jesus. The Bible even talks about Jesus having nowhere to lay his head, and we know that. The only real place where there was room for Jesus was on the cross. The place that he would sacrifice his life for us to make room so that we could be in relationship with God. So for us today, I want to say we too can see ourselves as innkeepers and decide today if there's any room for Jesus in our life. This is a season to make room for what matters and let go of what doesn't. This is a season for old things to end and for new things to be birthed. This is a season to move aside old ways so new ways can form. This is a season to make peace with our past so that we can make space for our future. You know, in Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 16, it says, "Stop at the crossroads and look around. Ask for the old, godly way and walk in it. Travel its path and you will find rest for your souls." You know, scholars believe that Jesus was quoting Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 in this verse. And I just love that because that's my favorite verse in the Bible. Carl and I have really been in a crossroads personally in our life where we've had to lay down positions, titles, and even good opportunities to seek after God's will for our lives. And more than that, rest for our souls. We knew that it was happening because it was different. And we didn't know what it was, but we were excited of what it could look like. Now we're in this season of building community. And I've personally been on the journey of asking God, you know, the big question of the season, God, what is the new thing that you're doing in the church? And for me personally, I felt God say that the new thing is the old thing, the book of Acts thing. I don't know what it is for you personally, and I don't know what pressure that you're under as well. But I know that when we go to God and pursue what we're after, what we're seeking for, that he will reveal it to us. So today I want to leave us with some thoughts as we close. What pressure can I release? And pressure can be released by talking to people, by talking to God, by just letting it out. What burden can I lay down? Sometimes we feel like as shepherds that we've got to carry people and carry problems and carry the weight of what they're going through. But I think we're not called to that. We're called to walk with them and love them and point them to Jesus. What religious traditions need surrendering? What ways are we doing because it works? Maybe we need to surrender that to God. Christine Caine said this, quote about making room. We also need to be willing to make room in our lives for the impending birth of our dreams. This might mean emptying our life of clutter such as wasted time, energy, resources, or draining relationships. These things can jeopardize our dreams by distracting us at a time when we should be more focused than ever. So as we come to an end, I just really want to challenge us with this. Let's make some space for what really matters by making more room for Jesus. I love you, We Church. I hope you have a good week. Have a fantastic Christmas and a fun new year. God bless you.